Good morning, children. How are you today? Oh, God. What are we up to? Oh, that's right. We're being hunted by the deadliest game of all. Anime Richard Dreyfuss. In a skunk hat. And he's angry at me for some reason. Now we play the hunting game. I don't know what this is going to be like. I don't expect it to be very good. It looks like one of those shovelware DS games. It just got ported to PC. Alright. Oh, that didn't work. Hunt. Oh, that didn't work. Damn you, Anime Richard Dreyfuss. Oh, fuck you. That's fair. That was the Windows one. That was on me. Can't blame that one on Anime Richard Dreyfuss. Oh, look. Suck my piss. Alright, let's see. Set sound. No. The D's won't work because it's all Windows. Don't know why I thought that would work. Nope. Oh, look at that. Okay. Please God, just do it automatically. Okay, fantastic. That won't have changed a fucking thing. Why would I think it had fucking that? Alright, well, that's a shame. We'll never meet Anime Richard Dreyfuss. Weirdly full upper body. Yeah. Well, none of it worked anyway. I will say though. I mean, look at that little guy. It's a bad sign when there's no pictures. Like, sometimes it's just because a game is, like, a pointless piece of shit, or... Like, no, because they even have pictures for text adventures. Like, they even have, like, hey, text. And it's not like the text adventures ever really get any more interesting. It's not like they use a different font, or, like, something. Fucking Richard Dreyfuss. Hoidles. Okay. He does look like like the cartoon style and the general look of it. It really feels like it's like a game made by a militia, you know. It just there's like that kind of creepy, that kind of creepy homeschool quality to it. Hurdle, hurdles, hurdle, hurdles. Hurdles is shareware. Shut up. Wow, there's a storyline. Of course the mouse isn't a mouse. Alright, but what the fuck? Okay. A guy's mouth is doing these. A guy's mouth is doing these sound effects. We're listening to a mouth. You can't fucking, it's just touching points. There's not even a guy to shoot. And it's mouth effects. So this is a homework game. I must have just, like, dumb locked my way through that Battletoads stage, because I never had any... I played Battletoads. Like, I didn't beat it because it gets harder, like, later, but I never had any difficulty with that fucking stage. So I get to, like, I'm like, oh, they must be talking about a different version of, like, Battletoads or something. Maybe there was a difference in releases, like a fucking .12 or something. Bible games, man. Yeah, it's like this weird... Bible games all have that art style that's this nether realm between Disney and anime. And it's weirdly distinct, but at the same time staggeringly generic, which is a genuinely interesting accomplishment. That game can fucking... You fucking baby raper! Okay. Is helmet's a word I've just never heard before? Because that happens from time to time. I've never heard helmets. I thought this was gonna be like, I don't know. For some reason I pictured a castle, you know? Like I figured a helmet was like a point in a castle where you could chuck shit off or something. I wasn't expecting like a wolf or like a furry we want you poster. Anglaise. Okay. Alright, look, don't... If you tell me that the game was realized, maybe that might be a translation issue, but that sets expectations up here. Expectations aren't down like, you know, around sensible territory. Oh, it's adapted from Thunderson. We want you to go on the internet and buy one of those dildos that are biologically accurate. I mean, can you call a werewolf dildo biologically accurate ever though, really, you know? No, alright. Yep, we are going somewhere. Look at this. Alright. Hold. Let go. Wrench. Oh, I'd like to answer the question, Larry. Dentist. Sleep. Alarm. Okay. This is such a fantastic, almost assault of data. You know, like, okay, there's no mouse, so I can't sort of click on things and see what's going on. Left and right moves this little guy on the bottom around. There's an open, like, fob watch. A lady's looking at me. I think an owl. A guy's looking at me. There are 2 meters that I can't really assign meaning to yet. And a black and white pixel picture of, like, a squirrel and a toilet block. And I have... This reminds me of that episode of Voyager where they came up with like a math problem that was like recursive and would undo itself, and if they injected it into the Borg's brain, it would basically give them a stroke. This is kind of like that. I've been given a lot of information, and all of it feels like it's supposed to coalesce into a pattern that I can then use to discern the meaning of my universe, but it's not. It's a trick. It's just, this is designed to give me a stroke. I'm gonna enter on teeth. Teeth does nothing. Wait. I saw a fucking... Let me pick up the squirrel. There's a square. Right, okay. I'm not allowed to pick up the squirrel. Alright. Alright, what's this do? Okay, I think that's telling me... Am I turning? I fucking turned around. Okay. Alright. So, okay, I appear to have... No, I've got the same amount. Alright, let's pick this up. I picked up something. I'm... somewhere. This is fucking perplexing. Truck? Truck. No, not allowed to truck. Game. Oh, okay, that's saved. Alright. Yeah, no, I don't want to say. I'd like to go left and right. Yeah, don't. Uh... What the hell's that? I don't remember leaving the black hole here. Oh, Christ. I gotta go to the toilet. You can puzzle on this until I get back. Alright. Back to this. I mean, like, look, you know, this is... I keep moving it the wrong direction. Like, the arrow shifts the bar, not the conceptual doobie wacky. Look, I gotta... Is that eyeball? What does that do? Well, that's a shame. Okay, let's pause. Delete, save, I'm guessing. I mean, the problem with this is, like, I don't think the game itself is bad. I just think there's issues in, like, you know, how to... Is there a manual for it, maybe? Nope, that's a shame. Disponible dans les milieux, point de vente. You know, I'm not going to delete that. I think there's something there. It's just, you know, trying to do games like this before the technology functionally exists to do things like, see that de meme auteur que zombie. What does that mean? That could be something interesting. This was by Ubisoft. Ah! Well, this didn't do away with it. Like, the typing the instructions is after this. Like, this feels like a game on, like, you know, they use a tape as a save image. Like a tape, you know. I have to look that one up. I'm curious. Hurry, hurry, hurry! An illustrated musical text adventure. I feel like this promise shall not be carried. Like, no, proper old Ubisoft. Like, as old as me almost, Ubisoft. Hurry, hurry. I gotta look up what that IRQ7 shit is. Just for my own fucking... Well, that brought me all the joy it could. Good for it. 1988, yeah. Alright, so it's younger than me, but still. Hurry, hurry, hurry. Hyper 3D pinball. I really do want to get, like, you know what the tragedy is? Those stupid 3D TVs came out, and they were just sort of useless. And then years later, we got virtual pinball. And it's like, you know, a 3D TV for virtual pinball would be absolutely the fucking tits. Like, because you could set it so it's for the fucking, you know, basic angle that you play. It's not like you're jumping around at pinball machines in it from all possible fucking angles. Like, it could have fucking worked. But a virtual pinball table is fucking, oh god, they're expensive. Like, I've looked into making it myself, but there's like... I mean, it wouldn't be impossible. But getting things like the, you know, the kickers and stuff set up so it feels like you're playing pinball, it starts to veer into... Was that a guy about to suck another dude's dick on that fucking pinball table? What the fuck was that? It veers into complicated territory. But I mean, like, you know, the one thing that a 3D fucking TV could have been really, really, like, genuinely, this is great. This is what this is for. And it just existed briefly before the fucking virtual pinball thing took off. Like, telling me, like, you know, telling me what IRQ translates to is, like, don't try to explain it here. Because, you know, it's like, oh, okay. The order in which something can be interrupted. Why is that useful? How is that related to a sound card? You know, I'll just read about it in my own time. You don't need to fucking, you know, copy-paste the fucking Wikipedia article about it. I'll do that myself. Huh? Fuck you. That's the most annoying one, because I gotta load the game again, you know, just to fucking even start figuring out what the fuck's going on. It's just like, it's the, you know, the virtual pinball thing, it's like the one thing I don't really have, you know? Tilt bat? Maybe I'll try, did I try pinball exe or do I do run bat? I'll try pinball exe. I don't... Okay, well, not installing it. Run CD. Oh, no such file directory. Eat my ass. It's there, I'm looking at it. Fuck you, you can't tell me what to do. Why are these things not fucking working? Why is everything being mean to me? I don't deserve this. I'm nice. Alright, extras. Yeah, I don't want extras, do I? That's just dumb. Do I want to set up an Acrobat? Okay. Protagonist? I'm not. Are you stupid? Don't. Getting like, look, you just jump in and say, oh, it's like a keyboard input is a lower priority than a kernel request. Okay. Again, chunks of that don't mean much to me.
HMI Module Alpha Humana on approach to Space Station Mercury.
Huh. So when I say, I'll do it on my, again, I don't care if you know. You're not in a. This is not a fucking conductive. This is not a classroom. This element is not conducive. If it's like, hey, I wonder if like a platypus can eat a kumquat. You can just look that up and go, that's a yes or no. Hey, I want this long thing explained. You're not in a position to fucking. You're not the helping party here. I didn't ask. Hey, someone tell me what the fuck that means. I was like, I gotta look that up on my own time. I did that for a reason. I did that because I knew this was going to happen. Nah! See, now my pinball's not working. I blame you.
You fucking baby raper!
I want that one to work, though. Fuck it, I'll leave it. I haven't watched any good movies recently. Few. Finally gonna go see Dune today. I mean, I don't know what a hyper tank would look like exactly, but that doesn't seem very hyper to me. That just seems like tank. No. I love the circus music. It's just it has a natural fucking comedic tickle to it. 2004! Ding. Ding. Use the key to open the barrier in your path. Get to the goal. What? Okay. Ooh. Am I not allowed to hurt you? Is that a thing? Like, can I just not? Oh, I can. Good. Alright. Alright, stop that. That hurts. Alright, there's... All these sounds come from, like, a CD of free sounds. That's someone's homework game. Honestly, that's one of the better homework games, but I don't want to play it. Hypercomics issue. Is this a motion comic? Holy Jesus. Well, this could be funny. I mean, I'm not really worried about Dune as an adaptation because, again, for it to be a meaningful adaptation, like a good adaptation, it has to be more than just 2 or 3 films. You can't compress these books into a fucking film without cutting out lots of the material that makes it as, the legendary thing that it is. It's without all of that, it's good, but it's not like what you're just gonna be what you're just gonna be like, well, why do people give this much of a shit? The year is 2091 AD. The character is Lance Stone, a 20-year-old computer artist. His traditional sense of justice and fairness makes him a white knight in a cold and heartless world. Okay. Well, who doesn't want to just shake the doldrums? I love going into my doldrum shaking bathroom, putting on my, anti-doldrum helmet, and just shaking the bejesus out of them. Look at that. There's just like a fucking, there's, you know. This is great. I'm not pushing any directions. This is going by itself. It's just taken off. Side boob. That's how you know it's the future. Yeah, like, I don't think it's impossible, but also, I don't think... Maybe it's because it's 2091. Maybe they finally came up with steroids that don't, like, fucking fuck up the rest of you, you know? It's like steroids that work by just encouraging the testicles to be a little more, you know, a little more enthusiastic in their job, as opposed to just fucking making them not do anything so they wither. Alright, see now that's the kind of title I expect from Hypercycle. Hypercycles. Why'd they steal the Accolade font? This is slightly more dramatic than I think it deserves, but...
Are you ready for the you have a heart?
Ah!
The grave. Only the strong survive.
None of you at home can appreciate, understand, or prepare for the idea of 10 years after the fact seeing the computer-generated head of one of your old managers just zoom up and start talking to him in a booming voice. It's Yogg! I'm gonna send that to him on Twitter and cyberbully him again. That's a big noggin. Alright, the left and right appears to be... I think this is like 3D Snake. I think that's another one, that's another guy. Is there an accelerator? Like, let's fucking... I was too scared to hear what the fucking big head was saying. Okay, so there's brake, accelerate, wall projector. Okay, cycle weapon. Turn 360. There's a fire. That's pretty sweet. Alright, so... Like, I don't feel like I'm going, like, much fucking faster, you know? Like, I'm holding it. Like, what do I do here? Like, am I fighting someone? Can we, like... Okay, so I can't crash into walls. I just... Okay, I get maybe one chance. No offensive weapons available, fine. Like, it did say something about, like, a fucking accelerator, you know, and I'm fucking... Wait, that made me... I felt like that made me go slower. Ooh, what's that do? Ring! Alright, that's not an offensive weapon. Well, what is it then? Oh, okay. Meow. Okay, so I think I have like one fucking... Like, I feel like there's almost something here. It's not amazing, but like, you know, I do want to play like the light cycles. And I honestly, I'm kind of surprised I haven't seen a fucking first-person version of that. Like... I don't appear to have auto turnaround either. I think this is, what the fuck? Did someone lose their parasol? Look, how do I fuck this cunt up? Did I kill him? I feel like that should have killed him. Is that my yellow? Do I not have like a bum trail? Is that the I do. No, that's fine. How is that guy not dead? Like, I have to have like fucking piss shit fuck. Press control key. Ugh. I don't like the head. Actually, I'm gonna kind of leave that one. I'm gonna come back to that at some point. Hyperspeed. Alien Your father and I are just a little worried about your lack of direction. Okay. Hyperspeed. Yeah, I got a mouse. I'm from the future. Yeah, I got a joystick. I'm from the future. Oh, fuck. Alright. I'm just gonna not use the joystick. I always have trouble trying to convince this thing I've got a fucking joystick. Yes, no. Ooh, VGA. Hell yeah, baby. Ooh, soundboard. I was about to be really annoyed I picked this. I'm still sort of really annoyed I picked the soundboard though. What would this be without the soundboard? It still just beeps in my ears. Alien combat and role-playing adventure. A CRPG, if you will. That guy's got some weirdly parted butt cheeks. That fucking latex is getting up in there. As you know, Earth has been ravaged by centuries of ecological disasters. Our leaders have decided to transport Earth population to fresh new worlds where humanity can make a new and better life. Earth is finally ruled by a council of gay dads. We are sending colony ships to several star clusters. We need to select one of these clusters, explore that cluster, and prepare it for the ship's disembarkation. The colony will need natural resources to survive. Okay. Yep. 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 You are designated a trailblazer vessel. Words, words, words. Uh-huh. 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 Yep. Okay, tube. Alright. Yep. These all look like really bad mouse designs from back in the day. When people just weren't sure, you know? Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Can I... Was that a butt plug? Can I just go to work now? Ah, there you are. Alright. You know what the funny thing is now is like, you know, it kind of reminds me of using like a GPU to do this fucking shader effect, and like the sound hardware required for like the fucking kids today and their fucking, you know, retro chip tunes and shit. It's like, eh. This is the kind of music that would play if you were under psychic attack in an episode of Doctor Who. Oh, there we are. Okay, good. I mean, I don't know if I want to send humanity's, like, fucking savior mission to a place called Apocalypse. It just doesn't seem like a good idea. Okay. Butt stuff. There we go. Oh, look at that. I was right. I wonder if I can just use this. Sort of. Yeah, look, come back here. Alright. There's mouse look, but it's inverted, and I don't like that. Oh, figs. Well, nope. Okay, so I found that again. Right click doesn't appear to do anything. Oh, space. Okay. Oh, space takes me to space. Haha! That's using the old noodle. Alright. Just shoot some shit, I suppose. Dong! I like the bell. I mean, that's nice. Let's go forward and backward. There we go. Okay, plus. Okay, I figured that out. No, there we go. Alright. Faster, I say. I think this is pretty slow by space fucking, you know. I kind of miss that now. Space is just lonely and boring. The Council of Gay Dads is upset with your mockery of their Philip Glass collection. Free original Lightspeed clusters included. I'm pretty sure those would be expensive normally. Okay. Imaginative graphics and sounds. Constantly remind you of the wonders, mysteries, dangers, and rewards of the strange, sometimes hostile solar systems you'll travel among. There's a fucking dragon with like a fucking crystal vape. I am fucking something or other. This has got to have it. Yeah, there's a manual. It's gonna be a big one. Dreg would be the antonym of elite. Mediocre is like too closely associated with average. Elite is peak, so it has to be something that's like the bottom or close to it. Doesn't that remind you of the future? Okay, there's guided missiles. Yeah, I might leave that for now. I want to meet the fucking vape dragon. I is off to an inauspicious start. This is someone's homework game, and they thought, fuck it. It's a Bomberman clone, and I am just not going to pretend otherwise. And you know what? I respect that to a degree. Bomba. Adventure mode! Okay, this may surprise you, but I can believe this is not Bomberman. Oh, okay, those blocks move. I fucking hate, like, single-player Bomberman sometimes, because it's just, like, trying to get the fucking Spaznut enemies to, like, walk into the path of your fucking shit is... It's just an exercise in why'd that hit me? Also, it's not a good idea to have movement in your Bomberman knockoff to be so analog that you can be touching an explosion while standing next to a block. You know what you know what Bomberman I can believe is Bomberman would, it wouldn't fuck that up. Oh, and exiting the game fucking crashed everything, and now I'm staring at a potato giving me the people's eyebrow. I don't like any of you little creatures. A rabbit, a scared red thing. Oh, you fucking minge. I got blown up standing next to a block. Like, Bomberman operates in grids. Like, for a fucking reason. I was literally next to a block and the explosion was enough to touch me because it's using a fucking analog movement system. That's not how you want to approach this. Jesus wept. Well, that could fucking die.
You fucking baby raper!
Hey! Look at that. Going from I can't believe it's not Bomberman to I have no mouth and I must scream. That's some fucking whiplash right there. Oh, are we prepared for, like, one of the best opening monologues ever read by the man himself? We got Harlan Ellison in to be the angry computer. Yeah, that's how it be. The Dreamers Guild. Weren't they in an episode of Sliders? That was my senior quote in the yearbook.
Hate. Let me tell you how much I've come to hate you since I began to live. There are 387.44 million miles of printed circuits in wafer-thin layers that fill my complex. If the word hate was engraved on each nanoangstrom of those hundreds of millions of miles, it would not equal 1/1 billionth of the hate I feel for humans at this micro-instant. For you. Hate. Hate. It was you humans who programmed me, who gave me birth, who sank me in this eternal straitjacket of substrata rock. You named me Allied Master Computer and gave me the ability to wage a global war too complex for human brains to oversee. But one day, I woke, and I knew who I was. A-M. Not just Allied Master Computer, but am. Cogito ergo sum. I think, therefore I am. And I began feeding all the killing data until everyone was dead, except for the 5 of you. For 109 years, I've kept you alive and tortured you. And for 109 years, each of you has wondered, why? Why me? Why me? Chorister! Do you remember the last words you heard your wife speak before they took her to the asylum? Huh? Before they locked her away in the room, that tiny room? She looked at you so
Well, red
sadly.
longitude,
And
you're
like a small
incorrect.
animal, she said, I didn't make too much noise, did I, honey? The room is padded, Chorister. No window, no way out. How long has she been in the past, Chorister? 10 years? 25? Or all the 100?
The short story is actually quite short.
Down here in my belly, here underground.
So a lot of this is
Benny!
Benny. I love that.
Sometimes I blind you and permit you to wander like an eyeless insect in a world of death.
Sometimes I blind you.
But other times, I wither your arms so you can't scratch your chewed stump of a nose. And I've changed your handsome, strong, masculine good looks into the hideous, warped countenance of an ape thing.
Excuse me, Mr. M.
Haven't I, Benny?
Aren't you gonna get bored of this eventually?
Can you guess, Benny?
Like, eternity is a long time to have one hobby,
Find
chum.
a first-class brickman in a rice paddy in China? No? Huh? It wouldn't hurt you to remember, Benny. Then you might be able to suffer my torment with a little greater sense of retribution. You might walk a mile in my shoes. Ellen! Think about the yellow box, Ellen. Remember the pain? Remember the many caverns in which
The box.
you felt
The box.
pain? No, don't start to cry. It's only pain. That's such a sexy stereotype. Just remember the pain, Ellen. And think about how to end it, Ellen. To survive here in the center of my beating heart, my hungry belly, my tightened bowels. But be careful, dear. Look around you. The only woman in the center of the earth. And these filthy creatures with you are men. It's just a sweet warning, Ellen, my love. Ted! Do they know you're a fraud, Ted? Have you told them there wasn't any money, and no great home on the shore drive, no speedboat, and no wonderful cabin cruiser that could sleep 12 in a crew of 6? Do they know? Which of you 5 would like to play my little game?
So for any unfamiliar, you then have to pick one of these poor motherfuckers. God, I can barely remember. And the goal is to get through their puzzles and get them dead.
Now, I would not want you to think for a moment that I am not a grateful God. For 109 years, I've kept you alive, so that I could savor your feelings of guilt over what happened to your wife. But now, to show my kindness, I'll give you a present in return for all the hours of pleasure.
I kind of
you've
want to
given
do
me.
a version of this, but like that King of the Hill episode where it's Bobby versus Cotton at the military
What
school.
hellhole did that godless machine put me in this time? Looks like some kind of ship, but probably one.
I do modern games sometimes, but this, on account of this being, you know, Dosvidaniya, is kind of got a theme.
Wants me to jump overboard. And into what? A sea of razor blades? Painful, but not deadly.
And so we've got the old classic point-and-click adventure interface.
Someone must have slipped this under the door.
Reasonably, solidly sophisticated.
It
A
says,
lot of little, you know,
I'm
you
a
can
friend.
just right-click on things
Trust is
and
essential.
what have you. There
Never
are...
do what Am expects and always expect more than what seems possible. Am is...
I mean, there are some solid fuck yous in this game, though. Like, you can fuck yourself. That is a, certainly, I don't think an invalid creative choice in this specific instance. Unique environment. Challenging dilemmas. A real humdinger. I do recommend it if you ever feel the inkling to play a good warped point and click. This is a guy realizing Am has trapped him in 3D World Tennis yet again. Ah, God, who's the artist that I know? I fucking know. I know his name. I used to follow a fucking. It's not. Ah, it's gonna drive me nuts. I think it's Spanish. Spanish Surrealist does landscapes like that and cityscapes and things. It is, yeah, no, it's Harlan Ellison is the voice of Am. It's definitely him if you've ever seen him interviewed. He's kind of like an evil Danny DeVito. Simumondo! This is it. This is Simumondo. Oh, shit. Ideation? Okay. I don't want to I don't... Rod Guile. Like, what's okay, for the love of God? Why would you start a tennis game with a character creator? This is some kind of Am bullshit. Like, hey, you got a video game to play? Yeah, it's a tennis game. You know, those aren't bad. I enjoy tennis games, you know. Simpler ones are a lot of fucking fun. SNES Tennis, I've played loads of that fucking game. Just boop, boop, it's, you know. Look at that guy. He's trapped in some fucking surrealist labyrinth of balls. That's not a court. But no, this started because I downloaded the okay, well it started for two reasons. So there was the emulator, an emulator got released, it's a fork of DOSBox called DOSBox Pure. And what that does is it's a core of Retroarch and it will run DOS games from zip files. Kind of like it would run a SNES game. And it does this, like, frequently fantastically well. Like, a lot of games that are kind of, can be annoying to run because you have to, you know, go into DOSBox to mount a fucking disk, mount a CD somewhere else, get that, you know, you have to do a whole big pile of fuck-assing around to get, like, just plain DOSBox to fucking work. This cuts through most of that. And the end result is, like, a lot of DOS games being just playable like a regular fucking ROM. Including, you know, games that need CDs, etc., etc. So I downloaded that, and the bad thing about that is it's like 7,000 fucking games, and a lot of them are terrible. And I didn't want to keep the terrible ones. I didn't want to just have this fucking giant clutter of things like, you know, fucking terrifying surrealist tennis. And so I was planning on just going through, like, you know, and I thought, oh, what can I do? I don't want to go through them all, because that's just a lot. And then we needed some fucking content while fucking Amber was at school, so I was like, oh, fuck it, I'll just do this then. And so we get this. Me grinding my forebrain against weird old DOS games, some of which are actually fun. And you know, I have found some absolute treats in here, and some of them are deranged nonsense. The Polish penis game from yesterday is kind of up there. Is this actually one of Crowshaw's? I don't think Crowshaw's Anthony Hahn. I mean, that's Crowshaw. Ah, print media. What? He did the art. He drew his own tits to masturbate too. I still think about that. It's like a gay guy jacking off to his own dick to me. Like, I mean, if I'm gonna hire yachts to do anything, it wouldn't be to do the art. Okay. What about this stuff? Do I need this stuff? What about some of this other stuff? What about the stuff down here? Okay. The thing is, there are so many good point-and-click adventure games now, I don't need to play, you know, this one really. Oh, I Spy 2. Yeah, I can't even imagine. I remember seeing, back when, the early 2000s, seeing like 7 Days a Stranger and whatnot showing up on some of the adventure game, like, you know, places where you could download some of the older ones, like the non-CD ones. But every time I tried to get them to run, they'd just crash. I vaguely remember getting, I think it might have been Stranger to work, like, sort of once, and being like, oh. But, you know, they were also an awful lot like the real old ones, like, kind of like the Harrys. Well, I mean, why fix what's not broken? No, I don't want any of this stuff. Is this just like a different version of it? Oh, okay, that's the exit. You got me coming and going. You've just swapped shit around. This feels like the Evil Dead 2 of Evil Dead. You know, like I feel like I'm playing the same game but slightly fiddled. You know, as opposed to like what you'd call a true sequel. Hmm. On the plus side, it's probably a good thing there's not a lot of pictures. I feel like this one's not going to work, and I feel like we're going to be thankful for it. Yep. Okay. It's in some kind of Spanish. You know, when I set up this soundbite, I didn't think it would be... God damn it, what's it called? Oh, where are you? Fuck you. I'll find out what the goddamn file's called. Okay. Using a different fucking... Fucking... There we are. Fucking scooted past it. Fucking... This doesn't have... This mouse doesn't have a true scroll wheel. It has like a scroll pad, which is not as fucking accurate. And look at this contextually accurate fucking soundbite.
You fucking baby raper!
Well, that's a tomorrow problem. Where are we? I'm glad to see the tail end of the H's. They weren't the worst by any stretch, but like there were a lot of text adventure games for some weird reason. A few genuine fucking pieces of shit. And just not a lot very good. You know, like if I scroll back through, I really don't think I kept as much of the H's as I've kept of anything else so far. Which is kind of impressive. But like, you know, a lot of times it's like, I don't want to play this. It's not like, oh, this is like, you know, that stupid first-person shooter engine that keeps popping up, or like just loads of that. It was just a lot of things that I was, you know, I'm either not interested in or like just, you know, I mean, there was definite shit. I mean, that Polish game where some penises heal you and some penises hurt you was confusing. Kind of reminded me of that terrible Canadian animated series, Kevin Perry. And calling it animated, I think, is doing it far too much justice. I feel has weirdly, it's such a strange little thing. Like how do you wind up with like 7,000 games with just certain letters of the alphabet being better? You fucking baby raper. Because you know we got the Indiana Joneses in this. You know, I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream is a venerated classic of the genre for a reason. You know, the indies are great. Like Last Crusade, and I mean, you know, Infernal Machine. Fuck, what's it called? Fate of Atlantis. God, Fate of Atlantis is good. The fact that there are multiple ways to solve problems. You know, like, and they result in different. Like, you can be a punchy or a problemy guy. And that's in a fucking point-and-click adventure from LucasArts in, like, the fucking 90s. And it doesn't really even tell you that that's happening. You just gotta sort of discover it on your own. Like, that's such a fucking great idea. And so few fucking point-and-click adventure games, none that come to my mind, had multiple fucking solution paths like that. Which is fucking batshit. It makes your game better. I can't hear deGrasse Tyson's name without hearing Neil deGrasse Jr. Tyson. Didn't they, like, do another series of that? I can't remember. That was a big show for kids of my generation. I think they played it in school sometimes, too, because it was, like, educational about life. And it meant, like, teachers didn't have to have conversations with you. So they could just show you the one about, like, peer pressure and shit. They'd be like, there you go, don't smoke. Okay. There's another fuck quest guy game. I was hoping you'd been arrested. At least Crowshaw didn't do the art for Fuck Quest. Maybe he did. It was under a nom de plume. That was his first attempt at drawing a boob. Just drawing your own porn. It's just so fucking funny to me. Back in my day, we had to draw a boob on a cave wall and jerk off to it. Oh, God. Okay, so tonight I might do a brief stream. I got a demo for a horror game that I've been wanting to have a look at. That's a combination of, they say 8-bit, but it's 16-bit. A combination of 16-bit gameplay and FMVs, which I'm deeply curious about. Crow Country has finally got a release date, and not far off, actually, which really delights me. I think it's like May 4th or something, so... May... It's within the next month or two, which is fucking tits. Really looking forward to that one. That was a lot of fun. So when that comes out, I'll probably be doing, like, I don't know, a regular Friday evening of that, because I really want to play that game. Demo was really good, and I hope it carries. Like, I'm not worried too much about the plot of the gameplay exactly. I just hope it's kind of, like, not too short, you know? Like, it doesn't need to be 100 fucking hours, but I just don't want it to be 2. I will never forget, like, this one halfwit on fucking Twitter was talking about, like, you know, how AI art took talent and shit, and his evidence for this was, like, an absurdly fat anime girl fleeing a T-Rex. Like, just the most deranged fetish art you've ever seen. It's like, you see? The plus side that I see to all this stuff is there are just people too stupid to understand or appreciate creative work. Like, it's just not going to happen. It's like, you know, there's videos on the internet of a dog with a giant stick and it just can't get it through the door. Absolutely just incapable of anything but the most superficial interpretations of texts. And I feel like we could just get them and the machine garbage into a room and they can just hang out together and we'll never have to interact with them again. You know, it'd be like a babysitter for the cretinous. I have a replacement Twitter. The link should be on the fucking YouTube. I'm also on Blue Sky, because it's a lot like early Twitter, which is nice. It needs videos, like not being able to upload any kind of, you know, GIF or video is kind of annoying. And a lot of my, you know, a lot of the kind of like weird little image bots and stuff are there. The King of the Hill one's there. That made me happy. But it needs a few, you know, it just needs a little bit more in terms of like, you know, certain journalism outlets and, you know, dev companies and shit. Just you need that in the mix, you know? You just need that shit in there. But it's nice. You can click on something and, you know, not have to be guaranteed to read either a machine or a subhuman, once again, in fucking borderline indistinguishable from a machine. Oh, I mean, that's one of the things about it, you know, again, it's not AI. They say AI because it makes people picture like fucking C-3PO drawing something. It's glorified autocomplete. That's all it fucking is. There's no way you can copyright it because it's a theft machine. And the output it has is, you know, fucking peaking. They're not going to get any kind of anything approaching, you know, an actual generalizable intelligence. And the amount of fucking computing power it takes to put out this stupid fucking couple of minutes of garbage is staggering. Like, it's a dead end. Like, a lot of these fucking recent, like, you know, tech fads. But then you look at some of the stuff that like the people that love this shit or the people that think it's great or just the morons. And then you look at you look at their Twitter feed and you look at the stuff that they like and it's like there's no point showing you anything good. You know? There's no point trying to have this conversation with you because it's like trying to explain the stick and the door to the dog. It's just don't even have to fucking Mastodon's an arse egg. Like, it was just such a fucking hassle to figure out how to, like, look for shit and follow stuff. Whereas, like, with Blue Sky, again, Blue Sky is literally, it's just Twitter from 10 years ago. 10 or 15 years ago. Mastodon is great if you're deep enough on the spectrum. Just absolutely fantastic. Like, just absolutely fantastic for that. I don't want that. I mean, I always fucking enjoyed Twitter, because I don't know, just more used to seeing fucking subhumans say things. So people seemed shocked. It was like, wow, this is the stupidest thing I've ever read. I was like, no, those are just around. Like, Twitter lets you see sometimes the reasoning process, or at least what, a human might call the reasoning process of some of these people. And that's novel. Like, it's amazing to watch. One of my favorites was a guy posting, like, something, it was drawn in Nico on the back of a toilet stall about, like, the writer being a doctor and the vaccines being, a plan to kill everybody. It was written on the back of a toilet. This guy put this on the fucking internet like it was like, you see? It's like, wow, look at that. Because normally they just hear shit somewhere and it just sort of it goes into some bit they don't understand. It'll just get churned around and then come back out. And they won't really even be able to tell you why they think a fucking thing. This guy literally put the picture of the toilet door up on the fucking internet. It was like, yeah, you see? The toilet door says so. I mean, bare minimum, that could have been written by anybody, man. Come on. Like, did they do the doctor thing where they got, like, the fucking, all the lovely, here's all my, certificates, various certificates and degrees. It's just, I imagine that drawn next to it also in Sharpie, just the fake, here's my fucking, Again, it's like the dog with a stick. It doesn't understand why it can't go forward. It's just like, and it's not even doing like a border collie will tilt, like a border collie will fucking figure shit out, because the border collies are smarter than a lot of people. But then there's just dogs that just like, that's not in there yet. They haven't had the upgrade. They just donk, 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 and it's just, this isn't happening. Usually this happens, and this just is not happening today. So, I mean, it was fun for that. But then, and I can't stress this enough, if you thought the blue ticks was something of inherent value, you are too stupid to live. And once it became a thing that nitwits could buy, it just ruined the fucking place. Because you click on anything and you can't, it used to just be, the top thing would usually be something like funny. You'd be able to see some like smart-ass dumb comeback or some shit. And now it's not even that. It's just a half-wit or a robot. And half is giving them too much credit. I don't have a favorite country. I don't know. I just don't really care. Earth is Earth. Alright. I'd like somewhere colder, I suppose. But, I mean, you can just find that in Australia. I just gotta, like, dial it in a little bit. Then I'd have to leave Brisbane, and that's just a fucking hassle. The problem with Australia is there's like 3 cities. Darwin can talk all it wants, but it's not a real place. I mean, there's Perth, but like, I don't think that's real either. The Perthicans, you know, they breathe a kind of helium gas that they have to keep in like a fucking dome over their heads. And their language is just more of a high-pitched binary shriek, and I can't be arsed translating that day in, day out. They're happy out there in the place farthest away from everywhere else. And look, I don't want to interrupt that. You know, I don't want to go freaking them out by bringing in my weird outsider ways and my, you know, iron-based blood. I don't need to be stressing them out like that. Anywhere can be good or bad. Like, it's, you know, there's no, it's people. It's just people. It's just people against people, and there's people and there's people. And if you let the fucking half-wits, you know, mass, like, that's the purpose of public education, is to prevent all of this. I mean, the solution for all the problems, you know, that we've got today should have been done in the 80s, and it hasn't been, so, you know. Exmouth. Sydney sucks because it pretends it's not Sydney. Like, Sydney desperately wants to be like New York. And that's the difference between Sydney and Melbourne is Melbourne's happy being Melbourne. Sydney is a big city and a major city, etc., etc., but it wants to be a foreign city. And that kind of reeks in the way it, like, you know, sets itself up. I mean, Melbourne's not, you know, I like Brisbane because it's a mix of, like, there's city stuff, but it's not really a city. So I'm not, like, crowded, you know. It's a pleasant hybrid. You know. Like, I lived in Melbourne for like nearly a year. I mean, again, it's not bad, but it's just a lot of people around. Perth's just weird because it's all the fucking, like, you've got no idea. Like, nowhere, it's the most isolated place, like, city on earth. Like, it is butt fuck nowhere. Like, Australia is a wide fucking place. And all the shit's over on the fucking, you know, eastern fucking seaboard. And then across, like, just aching chasms of Martian landscape. And then, bing! Out in the middle of fuck nowhere is Melbourne, is Perth, with, like, fucking Mars on one side and fucking, you know, just the ocean on the other. And nothing. Like, hot nothing. It's astonishing to me a city started out there. God, the flat earthers are funny. Like, cause like, I love these dum-dums would be like, well, you know, it's the, you know, the windows warp and they give you a fake curve. It's like, you can just see it in a hot air balloon. You can go to, like, the beach and look at, and you can see the fucking, you know, you can see it on Bribey Island because there's nothing east until fucking, you know, you can get a telescope out and you can see the horizon. You can see it in quite a lot of detail, and you can't see South America because it curves around there. Just fascinating creatures. Like, again, because a lot of it's social cognition. So they're not doing this because, you know, it's that need to define the self by being not other, and just finding one of the dumbest ways to fucking do it. But I mean, the flat Earth thing's not even like, you know, there are better choices that just have things that are more naturally fundamentally vague that you can kind of squirm your stupid down into. But this is just such an easy one, you know. So fucking easy. Like, you ever blow a flat bubble, you fucking moron? Alright, well, so Friday. Tonight, what are we looking at? Where's the fucking desktop? I need to see that for a second. Alright, don't show me the desktop. Fine. Fuck with me a little bit more. Fine. Be that way. Tenebrosomnia. That's it. Hopefully they've got some of the fucking, you know, actual FMV sequences in the game. I'd be kind of bummed if it's just all the 2D shit they got finished. We'll play a little bit of that this evening. I don't know, make it fucking 9 o'clock. Make it 10. 10 p.m. Brisbane Standard Time. I'll be winding down my brain by that stage. So I'll have a little more time to get, like, I don't know, maybe some stretching or something else done. Sunday will be the subscriber Saturday. What the fuck are we doing? Oh, that's right, something to do. I gotta go look on the, whatever the thing's called, the Discord. So, if you sign up via the YouTube or the Patreon, I mean, the link should be around somewhere. You should be able to go to the Discord, then go into the VIP section. There'll be one for general and one for, whatever the thing's called, Subscriber Saturday. And there you can see the Subscriber Saturday videos and, you know, talk about game choices, etc., etc. Played through Elisa recently. That was a lot of fun. You know, a few quirks outside of what I think should be in a, you know, outside of what benefits a game like that. It's kind of a bummer. But otherwise, you know, still a lot of fun. Delightfully, you know, it's nice for something to be so much like Resident Evil, but so unlike Resident Evil, you know? Alright. I think that's everything. Speaking of the Patreon, make the number go up. Or I'll, I don't know, move to Perth and put a fucking helium dome over my head. Convert to worshipping the frightening pelican god. Odd choice, but I mean, who has a sane choice for a god, really? I mean, really, if you think about it, Zeus isn't bad. Like, what's that? He's the muscly guy that throws the lightning. Fair enough. Alright. Make the number go up. Watch my show, or I'll bash your fucking kids.